So good evening, welcome to the draw for the World Cup Sweepstake Party 2018. I'm Andy Horton, happy to be your host today. With me here today is Tim Ward. Tim, thanks very much for coming.
Pleasure to be here, Andy.
Are you looking forward to the draw?
Very much so, yeah. It's highlights every 2 years, the draw for the World Cup Sweepstake or Euro Sweepstake, so very much looking forward to finding out what the draw is.
Absolutely. Now obviously before we get into the main draw, which will be in about 5 to 10 minutes, we have to just go through a few rules and housekeeping. Slight difference with the draw this year. For the first time the draw is actually seeded today. This is to make sure that no individuals draw the same country that they've previously had. Obviously because we've had a lot of parties, a lot of us have stacked up a lot of countries. So the people who have been to the most parties will be being drawn first, and the people who have been to the least parties will be being drawn at the end. So this is the individuals who have been to the least number of parties, so these will be in pot B3. Any names there that leap out at you? Any interesting faces?
Nathaniel Hollins is a dark horse for the fancy dress party. He's been at one before when he was the United States, famously, and that was a great effort. So I'm really excited to see what country he gets out of the draw this time around.
I think you're picking out a few of the debutantes. Obviously we've got the Joe and Maddie Palmer and Will Cragg. A lot of talk about Will Cragg.
I think he's one of the dark horses of the World Cup Sweepstake fancy dress party, if I'm honest.
A complete unknown. We don't know what his fancy dress game is.
Exactly. I can only assume it's... I get the impression it's quite strong, and I get the impression that the influence of Louise on Will result in something quite special, I think. I'd be very disappointed if he doesn't go all out.
Absolutely. Moving into pot B2, so these are the individuals who have been at a few more parties. A lot more familiar faces here, obviously. Louise Lecornu returning. She was in absence 2 years ago, but she really wants to make up for it this time.
Absolutely. She's someone who she wants to make a big impression this time around, and I can see her going all out this time around. Katie Dawson has the potential to go all out for costumes, but also have an element of terrifying elements in her costumes.
A lot of people there with the right combination of the right country, they really could go far. We could possibly have a winner out of this group here. We've got Helen, Hannah, and a very familiar face there, Kirsten Ward.
Tends to follow my argument of more cardboard the better, so interested to see who she gets this time as well.
Appearing for the first time was Kirsten Ward since the name change.
Yes, yeah.
Away from Kirsten Marsh. Do you think that might unsettle her slightly, or?
Well, I mean, she's got a lot to live up to on the name Ward.
Absolutely.
I like to think that has carries some weight behind it to fancy dress parties, so she's got a little bit to live up to, but I think she's capable of pulling that off.
Yes. And then obviously moving into the main pot, so that's pot B1. These are the big five who have attended every single party so far. Obviously, yourself and myself are in there. We've also got Dave Hadrill, Tim Aldridge and Ness Herndon. Generally these are five individuals that tend to bring their A game as far as costumes are concerned. Any particular thoughts in regards to the big five? Yourself, obviously, you're after a better draw this time round.
I'd like a country that's capable of playing football, one that potentially might win the tournament, or at least go far in the tournament, but also it needs to have an element of costumes that easily come to mind. I certainly don't want a country where you're immediately limited by who you then dress as. And the other four, obviously, great heritage and prestige from all of these people in previous fancy dress football parties. Interesting to see if Dave comes in fancy dress. I know he suggested he might not, but if he gets a good draw, he could surprise a few people.
Absolutely. I'm thinking maybe if we see Dave pull out an Egypt, he'd find it hard to resist coming in a costume for that. However, if he was to pull out one of the slightly harder nations or the ones with less scope for a costume, then maybe we'll see him in civilian clothing. Now, none of us in this pot have ever actually won the party, so although we've attended a lot of times, generally we fall short. Do you feel yourself under any pressure? I mean, obviously this is your 5th time. Do you feel like maybe you need to be getting semi-finals or finals?
Well, I think I need to get a different country for once. I think questions need to be asked of the integrity of the draw if I get another country that's only been playing football for 10 years.
Now, obviously, footballing-wise, there's some big countries missing the World Cup. We have no Netherlands, no Italy, no United States, but we do have a few regular faces missing from the draw as well. Obviously, top right, Ellie Lambert finds it very hard to qualify for a party in Sheffield when she's living in North America, so that was always going to be a big ask. Emily Sherratt, of course, generally we have the combination where the birthday clashes with the party, which tends to cause scheduling problems. Maybe she's got one eye on the Qatar tournament in a few years' time, because of course that'll be moved to December. Exactly. Should free her up for an entry into the draw.
Absolutely, and she'll be looking forward to that, I'm sure, and qualifying well for that, as you say, because it's going to be around Christmas time. Hopefully she'll be able to make an appearance.
And obviously, big miss over on the left-hand side, the Welsh contingent. Emily Gadd, who was one of the big six previously, that's why we're down to a big five. Laura Mapp, sterling performance a couple of years ago as the Czech Republic. She'll be disappointed to miss out on what was hoping to maybe be her second tournament.
Exactly, they're a big loss from the party and from a fancy dress point of view. They'll be wishing us well from back home, I'm sure, and they'll be keen as ever to qualify for the next tournament in 2 years' time.
Right, so as I say, we've explained that's how the groups all work out. No individuals will be allowed to draw a country which they've already dressed as at a previous party. So in instances where that might happen, what will essentially happen is a second country will be drawn, and I say hopefully that won't occur, but we'll see if that comes up in the draw. A few other things to point out. We did have a pre-draw earlier today, because as you probably spotted, there were only 28 people there, and there are 32 countries at the World Cup. So there was a pre-draw, which essentially took one of the groups out of competition. And we'll just cut across to the footage from the pre-draw now. Oh, now that looks like Group E. That means we'll be missing out on Brazil, Switzerland, Serbia and Costa Rica. That's Group E, which will be missing from the draw. Those teams in Group E, we will be holding them to one side. If any other people are able to attend the party, or say they can come between now and June the 16th, obviously they will be allocated a team from Group E. So, just moments to go now. It looks like they are ready at the draw. Tim, any final thoughts before we go into this?
This is one of the most highly anticipated World Cup draws I think there's ever been. So
yes.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing the countries and who gets them.
Fantastic. Well, let's cut across now live to Moscow and let's see what happens in today's draw. Fingers crossed for everyone out there. I really hope you get something that you're after. And if you don't, I just hope there's some good costumes ideas for those people out there. So, Matt Risby drawing the individuals from pots B1, 2 and 3. Katie Dawson, returning draw master, drawing the countries from pot A. And without any further ado, Matt, could you draw the first person from pot B? Oh yeah, give your pots a bit of a shuffle round before you draw the first ones.
It's not my favourite idea, is it?
Stir balls.
They're the whippers.
Okay, so the first person out of the draw this year is...
Tim Ward.
Tim Ward, first person out. Tim has previously been New Zealand, Netherlands, Costa Rica and Albania. So Tim, who are you going to be this year?
These are not easy to open.
No.
Oh shit.
Good start. Tim's country is...
Iceland.
Iceland. Tim Ward is Iceland. He goes into Group D. Iceland, of course, that was 2 years ago. That was Hannah Seaboard was Iceland. So Tim is Iceland. Next person, Matt.
Dave Hadrill.
Dave Hadrill, second out of the draw this year. Dave has previously been Serbia, Croatia, Nigeria and Spain. He likes his war criminals usually. Dave might not be appearing in costume, but I suppose it depends what country he gets.
Senegal.
Senegal. Dave goes into Group H. I can bet that he's probably not going to come in costume for Senegal. Next person, Matt then.
Andy Horton.
Me, Andy Horton. I have been Argentina, Sweden, Ghana and Turkey. Quite like a good draw here. I really want Tunisia, so if you could do that for me, that would be great.
I'll do my best for you, buddy.
They sort of twist if you're trying to...
No, they fucking don't.
Squeeze them. Squeeze them.
Squeeze and twist.
You've got Germany, you jam
Oh.
bastards.
I am very happy with that indeed. Group F, that means I go into Germany. Of course, previously they've been the sort of country of death people that we don't talk about anymore usually come as Germany. However, John Perrins was Germany in 2014, and Tom Garcia, we all miss you, Tom, he was Germany 2 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, next one out. Ness Herndon.
Ness Herndon, the only woman in Pop B1, the only female attendee at every single party so far. Ness has previously been Italy, Czech Republic, Spain and France.
Ness, you are going to be Tunisia.
Oh.
Oh, I missed out by one. Oh, so Ness takes Tunisia. That is into Group G. No one has been Tunisia before. This is the first time Tunisia have been in the draw for World Cup Fancy Dress Party. And so the last ball in Pot B1.
Last name out the hat. Tim Aldridge.
This is Tim Aldridge. Tim number 2. He's been Portugal, Poland, Uruguay and Romania. This is the one I'm worried about because most of those countries are in this draw, so this could be one where he pulls a country out for the second time. Hopefully not though.
Okay, Tim, you are Denmark.
Tim is Denmark. That works. Tim Aldridge is Denmark. Denmark was the other Tim Calcutt in 2012 and Peter Olasoga in 2010. And Tim goes into Group C for Denmark. So, on to Pot B2. These are individuals who have attended 2 or 3 parties previously.
Gemma Thornton.
Gemma Thornton. Gemma was Iran 4 years ago.
Right, Gem, you are going to be Colombia.
Ooh,
Colombia.
Gem
Nice.
draws Colombia.
Did you guys
That's...
go to Colombia?
We did.
yesterday?
That's her favourite country and my favourite country.
Oh, there you go. So Jan gets a good draw. Colombia was Joe Hill 4 years ago. He came as some sort of drug dealer. I'm sure Gemma can do something a lot more culturally sensitive
Culturally appropriate,
for
yeah.
Colombia. And that is into Group H with Dave Hadrell.
Everyone's friend
Hey!
Katie Dawson.
Katie Dawson. Katie has previously been Italy, Greece and Wales. None of those are in the draw today, so whichever country you get is definitely going to be something new. I know what you want. I don't know if you're going to...
You know what I want? Let's see what I have. It's not what I want. I have Uruguay.
Oh, I'm sorry you didn't get England.
I will
But
get over it.
Katie has drawn Uruguay. They are in Group A. And Uruguay has been in the draw previously. 2014, Tim Aldridge was Uruguay.
Okay. Next name. Helen Hollands.
Helen Hollands, again, she's making her 3rd appearance. She has previously been, hang on a second, Ghana 2010, Mexico 2014. So as long as this isn't Mexico, this will be Helen's country.
Helen, you are going to be Nigeria.
Helen draws Nigeria. That puts her into Group D with Tim Ward. Nigeria have previously been Dave Hadrell in 2014. We all remember what Dave came as. Hopefully Helen will not be doing that costume this
It was
time.
dark. Okay, next name out of the hat. Nick Baxter.
Nick Baxter, he has been Honduras in 2014 and Switzerland in 2016. No Honduras in the draw, so the only one that could screw up here would be Switzerland.
Okay. Nick, you are going to be Poland.
Nick is going to be Poland. That is into Group F. So he's in a group with Dave Hadrell and Gemma Thornton. Nick, Group F, Poland. Previously, that's been Tim Aldridge in 2012 and Tom Perry in 2016.
Okay, next name out of the hat. Kirsten Ward.
Kirsten Ward, an almost ever present. She has been the United States, Ukraine and Belgium. She missed the 2014 draw due to being out of the country.
Amateur.
And again, most of those countries are not in the draw today. There's no United States, there's no Ukraine.
Hey, Marsh, you are going to be Japan.
Ooh, good draw. So that puts her in Group H as well. So Kirsten into Group H, Japan. That was Ellen Deventer 4 years ago. Japan have only been in one draw before. That is Group H completed. So Poland, Senegal, Colombia, Japan are Nick, Dave, Gemma and Kirsten.
Okay, next name out the hat. Matt Risby, that's me.
Hey.
That is indeed you. Matt, you probably don't need reminding, but you have previously been Croatia 2 years ago and Belgium 4 years ago. Both of those countries are in the draw, so again, if you draw either of those, you will be getting another country.
Okay, fair.
What are you hoping for, Risby?
I just, any country is good for me. I like a challenge.
Croatia?
No!
Redraw.
Brilliant. So okay, we have a sort of a backup plan for this. So Kate, if you draw another, keep Croatia to one side.
Okay.
Basically, the next name to draw will get Croatia, but you will draw another country for him.
Okay, Risby, instead of Croatia, you are going to be Panama.
Oh, it's not a great country.
It's not great, but I have been to Panama, so briefly, for like an hour.
Obviously, Panama, they've never been in the draw before, so no one's had a chance to dress with them. You're into Group G with Ness, who is Tunisia. So we already know this person is Croatia, but who is the person?
Ellen Deventer.
Ellen Deventer draws Croatia. Ellen was previously Japan and Romania. Croatia was previously her now husband Dave in 2012, Lauren in 2014 and Matt Risby in 2016. So Ellen, Croatia into Group D.
Okay, next person out. Louise Lecornu.
Louise Lecornu returning to the party after an absence. She was Romania in 2012 and the Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire in 2014. Neither of those countries are in the draw, so this is a guaranteed new country for Louise.
Louise has got England.
Oh, Louise draws England. She's not going to be happy with that from a sweepstake draw point of view.
I'll swap with you if you want.
England was Nick Pazek in 2010, John Perrins in 2012, Torrell in 2014 and Muggs in 2016. One of only a few countries that have been at every single draw. Louise into Group G with Matt and Ness.
Okay, next person out. Simon Mullins.
Simon Mullins, Muggs. Again, he's been at every party apart from one. He was Slovenia in 2010, Cameroon in 2014. He had England in 2016. This year he has
Sweden.
Muggs gets Sweden. He's into Group F with me. I've been Sweden previously. I was Sweden in 2012. Graham Drew was Sweden in 2016.
And last person from Pot B2, Hannah Seaborn.
Hannah Seaborn, the last name out of Pot B2. Let's see what she has previously been. She's been Russia in 2014, Greece in 2012, Iceland in 2016.
This year, Seabass is the Republic of Korea.
Oh.
Hannah draws the Republic of Korea. That puts her into Group F with myself and Muggs. Republic of Korea, that was Mike Smallpiece in 2010 and Dale Hunt in 2014.
Okay.
So we're into Pot B3 now. These are people who have either been one party previously or never attended before. So we've got some debutantes here.
Johnny come latelys. Eve Anderson.
Eve Anderson.
Eve.
This is her first draw since 2010 when she was Australia. Australia are in the draw, so this could be one where we might need a double draw. Let's wait and see.
Eve is going to be Australia.
Okay, so Eve is not going to be Australia. We'll keep that to one side. Eve will instead be... Don't break my plastic things.
Don't break my balls.
Don't break my balls.
Eve is going to be Argentina.
Oh, good draw. Eve gets Argentina. That puts her into Group D. Argentina was me in 2010 and Ellie Lambert in 2014. So we already know this person is Australia, but who is the person?
Stuart Anderson.
Oh, brilliant, okay. So if he's got any of a costume left over from 8 years ago,
Yeah.
Stu can come as Australia. Stu's never come to the one parties previously, but he will go into Group C with Tim.
Okay, next name out. Nat Holland.
Nat Hollands, he has been the United States 4 years ago. Nat's only been to one party before. Stop playing with the decorations. So whichever country comes out, Nat can have. So let's see what we get.
And Nat, you have got Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Oh, okay, so Nat draws Saudi Arabia. No one has dressed as Saudi Arabia previously, and that puts Nat into Group A with yourself, Katie, with Uruguay.
Hey!
So USA 4 years ago and Saudi Arabia now.
Will Cragg.
Will Cragg, debutant Will Cragg. This is his first appearance. I know he's looking forward to this a lot. I saw him this week. So any country he'll be happy with, but some probably more than others.
Will Cragg, you have got Morocco.
Oh, Will. Oh, I'm sorry. So Will, Morocco, you're into Group B. No one has had a chance to dress as Morocco previously. They haven't been at a World Cup for quite a long time.
Okie doke. Next name. Mike Smallpiece.
Mike Smallpiece. Again, it's been a long time since Mike attended a party. He was 2010. He was the Republic of Korea. We haven't seen him since. It's good to see him coming back again. We know he can't get Korea because that's already come out. So who will Mike be in this year's sweepstake?
Yeah. Mike's going to be Portugal.
Mike is going to be Portugal. That puts Mike into Group B with Will's Morocco. I'm sure Mike will be very happy with that. Portugal, that was Tim Aldridge 2010, Emily Day 2012, Elena Kurz 2014, Emily Gadd 2016. Of course, they won the 2016 tournament, so that could be a good one for Mike.
Okay. Joe Palmer.
Joe Palmer making again his debut appearance at a World Cup fancy dress party.
Joe has got France.
Joe has drawn France. That puts him into Group C. Joe with Stu and Tim. France, another one of those countries that have been at every party so far. John Perrins 2010, Emily Gadd 2012, Alice Olasoga 2014, and Ness Herndon 2 years ago. So Joe into Group C.
Okay, next up is Elena Kurz.
Elena Kurz.
That's terrible spelling there, indeed.
Have I typed it awfully
Yeah,
wrong?
yeah.
You have.
Okay, Elena Kurz.
Apologies to Elena.
Elena has previously been Portugal 4 years ago. Who's she got this time?
Elena has got Mexico.
Elena has got Mexico.
Nice work, Lainey.
Lainey, that puts you into a group with myself, Muggs, and Hannah Seaborn. That completes Group F. So no more teams out of Group F. In regards to Mexico, that has been quite a few people. Hang on a second. Laura Booth, or Laura Tonks as she was then in 2010, and Helen Holland in 2014.
Graham Drew.
Graham Drew, amazingly, has only appeared in one sweepstake previously. He was Sweden 2 years ago. Graham doesn't normally like to get dressed up, however, he has said he will do it this year.
Graham, you have Spain.
Oh, and Graham has
He'll love
Spain,
that.
which he will definitely be
Will love
happy
that.
with. Spain into Group B. So Graham in with Mike Smallpriest and Will Cragg. Group B. Spain. That has been Liam Book in 2010, John Hinton 2012, Ness 2014, and Dave Hadrell 2016.
Rachel Redmond.
Rachel Redmond. Rachel making her debut appearance. Rachel was number 28, so thanks very much, Rachel, for agreeing to come to the party. Rachel, you've never been to anyone, so this could be any country.
Rachel, we have Belgium.
Rachel has Belgium, one of the tournament favourites. Belgium has previously been Matt Risby, that was you 4 years ago, and Kirsten Ward 2 years ago, and that completes Group G. So Belgium, Panama, Tunisia, England is Rachel, Matt, Ness, and Louise.
Anna Blackmore.
Anna Blackmore, Anna making her debut appearance at a World Cup Fancy Dress Party. Yep.
Really?
She has never attended. Just Anna this year, no Mike, and Anna has.
The Russian Federation.
Oh, Anna's got Russia. It's a good one for costumes. I know she was a bit worried about the costume element, but I'm sure she'll come up with something good for Russia. Russia was it was Hannah in 2014 and Ollie Nunn in 2016. Who's Ollie Nunn?
I don't know.
I can't remember him. So Anna, you're into Group A.
Okay, next one out. Joe the Captain Hill.
Captain Joe Meatlocker Hill. Joe has previously been Colombia 4 years ago. Colombia have already come out, so he should be able to take any country that we have.
Joe, you have Islamic Republic of Iran.
It's doable. We know it's doable.
Joe will, I'm sure, do us proud. So Joe Hill draws Iran. That puts him into Group B with Mike, Graham and Will, and that is Group B completed. Iran was Gemma Thornton 4 years ago.
Mel Hill completing the set of hills.
That's both hills out. So Mel, this will be her debut appearance at a World Cup Fancy Dress Party.
Oh, Mel, you've got Egypt.
Oh, Mel draws Egypt. I really wanted Egypt from a costume point of view.
It's too late now.
Not from a football point of view, obviously. That puts Mel into Group A with Anna, Nat and Katie. No one's dressed as Egypt before because they haven't qualified again for a long time.
And the very last name out, Maddie Palmer.
Maddie Palmer, again, debut appearance for Maddie. This, I hope, is going to be Peru, but
It is Peru.
it is Peru. Maddie draws Peru. You have all Paddington Bear possibilities there. That puts you into Group C with Joe, your husband, Stu and Tim as Denmark. So that completes the draw. That's 28 countries out and 28 people out. As we see, there were no teams from Group E. They are being saved for attendees on the day. So that's why Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica and Serbia aren't in the draw. Thank you very much to the Draw Masters for today's thing. And we will see you all on June the 16th. Well then, that was a very interesting draw. Initial reactions, Tim, Iceland, happy with that? Not happy with that?
I'm not happy with that.
Not happy with that.
I mean, I don't want to say it was a fix, but first name out, all the countries left in there, and they get Iceland.
Yeah, I mean, it's costume-wise, there's possibilities maybe.
Not
but
really,
no,
Andy.
not
No,
really.
let's be honest. I can't do Bjork. A volcano.
It's not great. So Group A there, we have Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Uruguay. Any particular ones that take your fancy out of that group? I'm thinking perhaps, we talked earlier about Nathaniel Hollins, so Saudi Arabia, Nathaniel Hollins?
I think he might struggle with Saudi Arabia though. I'm a bit worried about him.
I mean, there's definitely costume possibilities for Saudi Arabia, but from the footballing point of view, it's not looking promising. They could be the worst team in the tournament.
I mean, he won't be happy with that, but at the same time, he doesn't really know much about football, so we can just lie to him and say they're actually quite good.
Group B, Portugal, Spain, Morocco, Iran. Anything there take your fancy?
Was it Mike who got Portugal?
It was.
I think Mike would be happy from a point of view from a footballing sense, but also costume-wise, he's got lots of possibilities there, I'd say.
And Will Craig's Morocco. I mean, it's not exactly the most thrilling draw for Will, but I'm sure he'll really bring his A game.
I just enjoy saying Will crack Morocco.
Yes, from now on that is the new official title of the country.
I've got no opinion of them as a football country or as a costume possibility.
Yes. Group C, that was France, Australia, Peru and Denmark. Obviously there we've got the Palmers, Joe and Maddie, Stu as Australia, Tim Aldridge as Denmark.
One of the favourites for the tournaments, from a footballing point of view, but also costume-wise, they're one of the heavy hitters, I think, for France. You've got all sorts of costumes that you can go out as France, as we've seen over the years. No one yet has gone as a character from a lower low. That's something I'd be quite interested in seeing.
Absolutely, I think maybe Joe could be the man to finally do that.
Absolutely.
For us. Group D, that's Argentina, Iceland, Croatia, Nigeria. No point holding on ceremony here. I think we really need to breach some anything. Tim, Iceland.
I don't want to say that it was rigged, but I think it might be rigged.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well the countries were mixed by Katie Dawson, if I'm being honest. I don't know whether my ball was heated, if you pardon the expression, in Matt's pot to make me come out first. I'm dubious, Andy. You look, I'm still sat here.
Group E, obviously, as I said, we have no one from Group E. Those countries, as we saw earlier, were in the pre-draw. They've been put to one side. Anyone who attends the party between now and the date will obviously get one of those. So on to Group F, Germany, Mexico, Sweden, South Korea. Personally, I'm quite happy with Germany. I think it's something that I've been after a good team for a few tournaments. Obviously suffered with the likes of Turkey, Ghana, never really doing much from a fancy dress point or a football point. So I think I'm due one. I think I'm due a great tournament, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the Germans play, and already a lot of ideas about possible costumes. But other ones to keep an eye out there. Mugs, Sweden. I really like that combination.
I do. I mean, he doesn't really have to make much effort. He can just come as himself, as long as he's got his own face and beard. He already looks quite Swedish.
Yes.
But again, there's all sorts he can go along with. I'd be very surprised if he isn't some kind of Viking.
And while we're watching, you really liked the Hannah Seaborn South Korea draw as well.
That brings me a lot of joy. I'm very excited to see what Hannah's going to come up with for South Korea. I don't know. I can't think of a single thing she could possibly come out.
Group G, that's Belgium, Panama, Tunisia and England. The one I suppose we really need to talk about there is Louise Lecornu gaining England. Do you think she'll be happy with that?
No one wanted England apart from Katie. I don't think Louise is going to be too happy, but I think she'll make a decent effort of it. I think it'll be grossly offensive to us as a nation, which I think we deserve. So I'm looking forward to that.
A very, very large piece of gammon, perhaps.
Enormous piece of gammon, I'm imagining. Or maybe she'll just come as the physical embodiment of Brexit, which is a pile of vomit.
And finally, Group H, Poland, Senegal, Colombia and Japan. I suppose the important ones there are Nick Baxter, Poland. I think he could do something with that. And Kirsten Ward, Japan.
I can't wait to brainstorm some ideas with her. I'm going to force her to dress up as what I want her to dress up as Japan. And in a personal way, I want to force her to dress up like that. But I'm not going to say what to give the game away.
Absolutely. I'm thinking two words, and one of those words might be tentacle.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
So there we have it. I hope you like the country you've got. I hope you're excited about the party in a couple of weeks' time. Tim, any final words at all?
Fucking Iceland.
Iceland. And on that bombshell, we'll see you on June the 16th. Good night.